You're constantly comparing yourself to others. Not once in a while. Not consciously. Constantly. It happens when you scroll, when you walk into a room, when someone mentions a promotion, when you see a picture, a number, or a result. You compare yourself to people who don't know you exist. People who aren't thinking about you. People who aren't living your life. Yet somehow, they decide how confident you feel today. How capable do you feel? How valuable do you feel? Why? Why does your brain react to someone else's success? Like it just exposed your failure? Why does a stranger's highlight suddenly feel like evidence against your worth? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you the real reason, the one psychologists understand, but rarely explain this clearly. Why it matters. Because comparison isn't harmless. It doesn't just affect your mood. It shapes your identity, your decisions, your confidence, and eventually, the direction of your entire life. Most people never realize that comparison is the invisible hand, quietly steering them away from who they could become. So let's slow this down. Strip it apart layer by layer. Because once you understand what your brain is actually doing, comparison stops controlling you. 1. Survival instinct. Comparison didn't begin today or yesterday. It's ancient. It began with survival. Your brain evolved to constantly scan for threats, assess status, and measure safety. Thousands of years ago, knowing where you ranked in the group meant knowing whether you'd be protected or abandoned. That ancient system never shut off. Someone confident enters a room. Before logic kicks in, your brain silently asks, am I above or below them? Example, at work, a colleague receives public praise. Your salary doesn't change. Your role doesn't change. But internally, you feel smaller, tense, alert. Consequence, your nervous system activates as if danger is present. Heart rate increases. Confidence drops. Self-doubt rises. Fix. When you feel triggered, remind yourself, this is biology, not truth. Pause and say, this is my survival brain, not reality. 2. The social comparison trap. We've evolved to compare. It's rooted in survival. Our ancestors compared themselves to others for status, resources, and safety. Humans evolved inside tribes. Belonging was survival. So your brain is constantly asking, where do I stand? Am I respected? Am I safe here? That's social comparison. You measure yourself against friends without realizing it. Example, you attend a wedding, reunion, or family gathering. People casually mention promotions, houses, and relationships. You leave feeling behind, even if you felt fine before arriving. Consequence, your brain goes into a constant state of evaluation, triggering stress and anxiety. This cycle hijacks your confidence and keeps you stuck. Confidence becomes unstable and conditional. Fix. Acknowledge the evolutionary drive, but don't let it rule you. Competing with others is not the same as competing with yourself. Replace ranking with direction. Am I moving forward? Yes or no? 3. Identity confusion. When you don't value yourself, you naturally look to others for a sense of worth. Most people don't know who they are, so they use others as a mirror. When you don't clearly know who you are, your brain borrows identity from others. You stop asking, what do I want? And start asking, what should I want? Someone your age succeeds, and suddenly you feel left behind. Example, you see someone your age succeeding, and you immediately think you're behind, even if you never wanted what they have. You change goals after seeing a friend make money online, even though that path never truly excited you. Consequence, your brain begins to define your identity externally, leaving you unstable and insecure. Your sense of self becomes reactive. Confidence rises and falls based on external events. Fix. Define your values and direction in writing, not in your head. Write down what you actually want, not what others are doing. 4. Childhood scorekeeping. As children, we learn to attach value to comparison through grades, praise, siblings, and approval. Love often felt conditional. Example, why can't you be more like your brother? You heard it. You felt it. As an adult, criticism hits harder than it should. Praise feels temporary and unsafe. Consequence, your brain internalized a dangerous rule. My worth depends on performance. Fix. Break the rule. Say out loud, I no longer compete for love. 5. The illusion of perfection. We're bombarded with images of perfect lives, perfect bodies, and perfect success. Social media feeds that are a highlight reel, not reality. What you see online is curated, edited, filtered, and controlled. But emotionally, your brain treats it as truth. Example: ever scroll through Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok and think, wow, everyone else has it together. Why can't I? You compare your messy, behind-the-scenes life to someone else's carefully selected highlights. Consequence: this causes a chemical reaction in your brain, a mix of jealousy, inadequacy, and stress. And here's the kicker: it's literally rewiring your sense of self. Your self-worth erodes slowly, quietly. Fix: remember, what you see isn't the whole story. Stop scrolling. Start reflecting. Reconnect with real life. 6. Emotional insecurity. Comparison spikes when you feel unanchored emotionally. People who compare the most aren't weak. They're emotionally unanchored. Example: you scroll past a friend's new house and think, why am I not there yet? Suddenly, your entire life feels off schedule. Consequence: your brain treats someone else's win as a reminder of your fears and unhealed insecurities. Insecurity disguises itself as motivation. Fix: treat insecurity as a signal, not a shame. As information, not failure. 7. Hidden envy. Envy is not jealousy. Jealousy says, you have what I want. Envy says, you have what I believe I'll never get. Envy isn't hate. It's grief for a life you think you'll never have. Example: you see someone traveling or succeeding, and it hurts, not because you dislike them, but because it exposes your limits. You avoid certain people because their success hurts to see. Consequence: envy drains the brain's motivation circuits, making you feel stuck and powerless. Fix: convert envy into curiosity. What part of this do I actually desire? Ask, what exactly do I want here? 8. Status anxiety. Humans are wired to care about hierarchy, our place in the tribe. Your brain obsesses over hierarchy. Example: when someone your age is ahead, your brain thinks you're losing your position. You feel embarrassed explaining your job or income. Consequence: your threat system activates, creating fear, shame, and urgency to catch up. Chronic stress. Constant self-monitoring. Fix: remind yourself, life isn't a race. Say, my timeline is mine. 9. Fear of irrelevance. The fear that you won't matter. Deep down, many people fear they won't matter. Example: you see someone with a larger audience, a better body, a more successful career, and you feel yourself fading. You chase likes, attention, and validation just to feel seen. Consequence: your brain interprets irrelevance as social death and interprets invisibility as danger. Fix: focus on impact, not visibility or applause. 10. Cognitive distortion. Your brain exaggerates other people's strengths and minimizes your own. Example: you notice someone's perfect relationship but ignore your emotional growth and resilience. You downplay your achievements automatically. Consequence: this distortion creates an unfair comparison. You compare yourself to a fantasy. Fix: catch the distortion. Ask, is this the full picture? What am I ignoring about myself? 11. Scarcity mindset. You subconsciously believe there's only a limited amount of success, beauty, love, and intelligence. Example: someone wins, you feel threatened instead of inspired. When your friend wins, you feel like your chances drop. Consequence: your brain enters competition mode, flooding your body with cortisol, stress hormones. Fix: replace scarcity with abundance. Their win doesn't reduce mine. Say, there's room for me too. 12. Emotional self-sabotage. Comparison tends to make you feel inferior, and you avoid taking action. Comparison kills momentum. Example: when you see someone fitter than you, and instead of going to the gym, you quit. You stop applying, posting, trying, because others seem better. Consequence: self-sabotage forms a feedback loop. Compare, feel bad, do nothing, and compare again. Stagnation reinforces insecurity. Fix: act immediately when comparison hits. Movement breaks the loop. Just act immediately, no overthinking. 13. You don't believe you're enough. Comparison survives where self-worth is weak. Example: someone else's achievements feel like evidence against your value, such that their success ruins your mood for the entire day. Consequence: your brain constantly searches for proof that you're falling short or searches for evidence that you're failing. Fix: build self-worth from identity, not achievement or outcomes. And here's the truth. Comparison isn't your enemy. It's a signal pointing to something unfinished inside you. You don't compare because you're weak. You compare because your brain is outdated. And the moment you define who you are, comparison loses its grip. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. That means it worked. Now stop measuring yourself against strangers and start building yourself deliberately. Subscribe if you're ready to grow.